I'm about to take you inside of our virtual event studio, and so excited to show you behind the scenes, but shh, we are on air, so make sure you're nice and quiet. Here we go. Welcome inside and behind the scenes here in our virtual event studio. My favorite part about this studio as a speaker or host is that we can actually look out and see the audience on these large TVs. Now, often people will say that they feel more connected to our events. It feels like a face-to-face conversation, and that's because if you look up here, it really is a face-to-face conversation. As our speakers are looking at you in the eyes, they're also looking down the lens of the camera. It makes it so much easier to connect. Now, not only can we look into the audience and see your reactions, see when you raise your hands, etc., but we also have this monitor over here where we can see a lot more information. This chat window allows you to say hello, to type your questions, and also our presenters can see some key information, such as how many participants are in the meeting, how many people have their cameras on, and if anyone has raised their hands to ask a question or to make a comment. It's so much fun to be able to actually interact like in real time. The other cool thing that you can do is you can actually use your device, such as a phone or a tablet, to interact with us live. Now, students love to control emojis on our backdrop. They also love to answer polling questions. This is where the presenter can really survey the audience and then respond to the needs of the audience. We'd love to ask students what upsets you the most, and then go in and teach on that thing that's bothering them the most. We talk about how it can really customize the experience and allow you to choose your own assembly. Now, while it's fun to have everybody in the main room, it's also easy to connect. We often work with schools where we train a bunch of different campuses at the same time. For example, professional development. Sometimes it's hard to get everybody in the same room if you have a large district, but it's easy to all join the same Zoom room. But of course, having everybody in the main meeting and the main experience, you might think that would take away from some of the small groups and the intimate discussions. But Zoom allows us to fix that. We can actually take all the participants from the main meeting and do what's called Zoom breakouts. This puts people into small groups. We can even divide up people, such as maybe a room of just the counselors, just the first grade teachers, etc., where they can dive deeper into the content and how they want to apply it to their specific work. Now, you may have heard me say that we use Zoom, and we do, but we're using a different form of Zoom than anyone else has access to. See, Zoom has a special quality that's available for broadcasters. That's why if you watch one of our events, you'll notice that the video quality is crystal clear, and also you don't get that awkward webcam look, which you're looking up someone's nose. It's a professional production, and the quality of the audio and the video is much more like you're watching television or Netflix, because it's truly in HD, it's broadcast quality. We also have some safeties built into the studio. The rack down here allows us to have an internet backup, power backup. Really, we're equipped for if a storm hits the studio, all of those things. Unlike in-person events where sometimes weather delays or travel delays or a flight getting canceled can interrupt things, we're able to just stay on schedule. And anybody can join with the press of a button, a click of their mouse on the screen. The other thing that's neat about our events is that they are secure. Sometimes people are afraid of like Zoom bombing, right? Like what if someone shares the link and someone who's not on our attendee list gets into the meeting? How do you deal with that? Well, we have a whole security feature, and it works one of two ways. One, we can have everybody be required to be on a registration list. That means that someone has to sign up from your organization in order to get into the meeting live. If not, they're not able to get in. The other option is where we can give someone access to watch the video, but not everyone. So let me explain how this works. This is a lot of times what we do for our student assemblies. We don't want students to be able to type anything in the chat. Often they'll chat with their friends, they might get distracted. No, we want them focused on the camera, on the presenter. And so students don't have access to the chat, only the teachers do. They don't have access to the video feed because the teacher's already playing it on a projector or a smartboard. What they do have access to is those live polling features. They're able to send emojis, and they are able to send their questions privately to the presenter. Not where everyone can see, but where the presenter can see and address their needs. This is just some fun ways that we are able to incorporate technology to reach your group. There's no awkward echo in the gym. There's no getting everybody assembled in the auditorium or gymnasium, which takes time. Everybody can stay in their classroom in small groups. And what teachers love about virtual assemblies is it doesn't disrupt their schedule, and they are immediately able to go into discussion right after the presentation finishes with no transition time. So if you are looking for the most consistent, affordable, and best quality option, I would encourage you to check out a virtual assembly. As you can see, it can be extremely engaging. Thanks so much for coming to the studio.